strive. Step up in life and go for what you know. You've got to strive. Remove the doubt from out your mind and let good flow.
Thank you, Pastor Hines. You continue to be a blessing to the teachers of Trelawney. You know, I mean, you have allowed this church to be the Trelawney Teachers Church. This church upon the hill, Mr. Johnson, you have known just how to exploit this church upon the hill. Yes, you know, I mean, Mrs. Hines, it is such a blessing to be here. You know, we had an abundance of blessings earlier on today from above. You know, I know that Pastor, Father above, is blessing us. He has blessed this launch already. Mr. Johnson, victory is yours. No doubt about it. And we thank you, Father God, for all the blessings that you have bestowed on us so far and will continue to bestow. Bless this church and everyone and everything. I am so happy to be a part of this launch. This is not the norm, Dr. Garth Anderson. Is that he? This is not the norm at all. This is the style of American presidents or presidential candidates. Huh? Yes, is that so? Yes, I think this is the format for those big country presidential campaigns. But we have now brought that into the JTA. So much we have grown, you understand? The JTA is over 20,000 strong. The most powerful trade union in the Caribbean. Because even if not in numbers, but in terms of educated, independent thinkers, there's no other union that can challenge the JTA when it comes to being effective. And we are happy to be here. To give Philip to the Leighton Johnson campaign. My online colleagues, I hope you are hearing me loud and clear. We are going to give Philip to Leighton Johnson in the launch of his campaign. And the acronym of his campaign, STRIVE. There was one of those pop songs. I don't remember if it's Vegas. Strive, shine in, award. It's like, oh, your hair so shine today. Yeah, man, shine, it's strive. But in the interpretation of Leighton Johnson, strive is stability, transparency, reformation, and my input will be resilience, integrity, vision, and excellence. And all those qualities aptly describe my junior man, who I came to know just about 12 or so years ago. he has been striving. You know, he started out very early in his parish as the QC convener. You remember that challenge? A bold young man, you know, from out of nowhere to come convenership of QC 28 it was then, QC 32 then. Thanks for the correction. And he has continued to strive. So I know this acronym is very, very befitting of it. I see senior man, Dr. Anderson over there as well, whom he would have succeeded, passing batons along the way. I'm glad to see that you are here in person to provide your own endorsement. And we have quite a distinguished list of endorsements. Some will come online, some will come face to face. I see Paul Boucher Custos, Charlene Reliance, Trelawney Parish Association, Dr. Garth himself, from the Caribbean Union of Teachers and a JTA trustee, past president himself, past president Nadine Malloy, JTA trustee, Narden High principal, Onit Bowen, president of the St. James Association, Cadian Scott, National Chairman of the Professional Advancement and Teacher Welfare Committee of the JTA, and my good friend Paul Adams out of Herbert Morrison, a JTA trustee, Paula Duncan Freighter, Vice President out of St. Catherine, Leslie Thomas from the Manchester Teachers Association, Rowena Newman Ridley, Parish President out of St. Anne, my old Pastor Patrick Smith, trustee from the St. Anne Parish Association, and the list goes on. All distinguished members of the JTA who are publicly endorsing the candidacy and supporting the launch of the Leighton Johnson campaign. You see, Leighton Johnson has been a long-time campaigner for the JTA. You know. Leighton Johnson is the son of teachers. And you know how we take our children with us for meetings. So JTA, Leighton has been going to JTA from he was conceived, from inception. And he was one of those ones who used to run around the meeting till he tired and fall asleep in the meeting. So he is a long-time campaigner. So to have him here this afternoon, throwing his towel into the ring for a second time, put your hands together. He is showing that he has the pedigree. He has the quality. He has what it takes to lead this noble organization. Leighton, you put in your foot into some big shoes, but I know you learn fast. I know you learn fast. I've seen you growing and striving. You have colleagues in more than one areas of involvement. And I know you're going to make your parents proud. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, I know you're online. You must be feeling proud this afternoon. Yes, must be feeling proud to see your first son seeking to take on the challenge of leading the teachers of Jamaica. And when we talk about the JTA, we're not talking about just leadership, because the JTA is a membership organization. Let me just remind you of that. And all of you out there in cyberspace or on this platform know you have the right to offer yourself for leadership. And I will say to you that if you see anything that is wrong with the JTA and you do not offer to fix it, you're not worth your membership in this association. Because some people just sit in the kitchen and on the veranda and in the staff room and gibberish away. But the democratic process in the JTA is alive and well. It's open to all members once you get the support of your colleagues. And if you are worth your salt, put your hat in the ring at some time in the future and offer leadership as Leighton Johnson is now doing. I have no doubt that Leighton will be victorious. Victory! It's time. The blessing is there. Amen and amen. Can't be too much. I'm going to call, they say behind every successful man, but I suppose you might take exception to that. So I'm going to say beside every successful man is a brilliant woman. So I'm going to invite Mrs. Evian P. Johnson, wife of the candidate, the next president-elect, to come and provide a welcome and a rationale for the campaign launch. Put your hands together, those of us who are here.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Sir, for that. It is indeed my pleasure this afternoon to welcome everyone to this campaign launch. I want to welcome, as Mr. Gordon would have gone to this person, I want to welcome some specially invited guests who are with us in person and some who are online. I want to welcome Dr. Garth Anderson, who is in our midst. He's the president of the Caribbean Union of Teachers. And principal of Church Teachers College, also a Jamaica Teachers Association. I also want to welcome Trustee, this is Nadine Malloy, Principal, Arden High School. I also welcome to Trustee Smith, that is Patrick Smith, who is an ardent member of the Jamaica Teachers Association, a stalwart member. I want to welcome Trustee Paul Adams, who is principal, also a stalwart, who is principal of the Herbert Morrison Technical High School. All the parish presidents who are throwing your endorsement behind our president-elect candidate, I want to say a special welcome to you. I want to welcome in person Mrs. Onette Bowen, who is the principal of Mount Zion Primary School and president of St. James Association. I want to welcome Pastor Hines and Mrs. Hines, who are always so accommodating. Thank you so very much, and a special welcome to you this launch. I want to welcome all persons who are in here with us at this time. And I want to welcome those persons who are online, right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Because I know that online we have some committed members of the Jamaica Teachers Association who have a vested interest in who is elected and duly elected as president. And that is why you are on the platform at this time. And so I want to say a special welcome to you all. I am unable at this time to see in particular those persons who are on from the JTA, but I want to say a special welcome to you also. All the teachers of Jamaica who are online at this time. As Mr. Gordon said, the Jamaica Teachers Association is a membership body. And if we don't have the members, then we cannot stand as a formidable force to be reckoned with, right, teachers? So feel welcome, even though you're not here in the physical space with us. I know that you will be enjoying the proceedings. So I just want to say to everyone, a warm welcome. Feel welcome wherever you are. It is also my responsibility to outline the rationale for the campaign launch. And I just want to start this with a quote. And for me, this is a special privilege because I won't only be talking about this launch, but I will be talking about an educator who I know is committed to education. He is your president-elect candidate and my husband, Mr. Leighton Johnson. It was Andrew Carnegie, a businessman and philanthropist, that postulated that no man will make a great leader who wants to do it by himself or get all the credit for doing so. Mr. Leighton Johnson has recognized that one who is aspiring for leadership that is so prestigious as that of the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, needs a team, and a very formidable one too. Strong team creates the opportunity for the candidate to connect with the teachers and to provide a leadership that's dependable and transparent. This campaign launch and the essence of its very arrangement is indicative of the type of leadership that President-elect candidate Mr. Leighton Johnson will bring to the Jamaica Teachers Association if elected. He is one who will allow teachers to thrive. He will, through his commitment and dedication, offer stability to teachers and the association. He is committed to transparency, and through hard work will bring reformation that will see teachers being given the recognition that we all deserve in this nation. Through his action, he will display integrity, and naturally, he is a man of vision and excellence. This campaign launch is intended on presenting to you, my colleagues, a candidate who is ready for the task, a team leader, a visionary, a true professional, and one who will stop at nothing to ensure that teachers' lives are better. The activities of this launch will allow you to interact with the president-elect candidate hereafter, to hear his manifesto, which are his commitments to serve. And finally, you will meet his team, his support, his bedrock, his accountable partners. So colleagues, let us appreciate this opportunity to share in this moment and to interact with this shared vision that our president-elect candidate has for all of us as we launch this campaign for president-elect candidate Mr. Leighton Johnson for the period 2023 to 2024. I thank you.
Offer some more eloquently of her husband, and you can see the teamwork there already. Understand that? An indication of the quality of the team. So it's not a fiction. It's not a figment of Leighton's imagination. We see the team and we see it all the time. Isn't that so? Pastor and Mrs. Hines. We see the team and what the teamwork manifests. Understand me? Yes, so I have no doubt, Mrs. Johnson, about the sincerity of those words you spoke of your husband. And I'm certain that our colleagues here and in cyberspace know of that commitment and they can feel it. And to ensure that we absorb that passion quite passionately, my namesake, Godly, Arlene, please come and serenade the launch.
Good evening, everyone. This song is especially dedicated to our president-elect candidate, Mr. Leighton Johnson. Some trees, they are in time forever. Those dreams you want with all your heart. If you do whatever it takes, follow through with the promise you made. Put it all on the line. What you hope for will be yours. If you could reach higher, just for one moment touch the sky. For that one moment in your life, you're gonna be stronger. Know that you try your very best. You put your spirit to the test. If you could reach. Some days are meant to be remembered. Those days you rise above the sun. So you go the distance in time. See, oh, the higher you climb, then the more you believe, well, the more that your dreams will be heard. If you can reach higher, just for one moment touch the sky. But that one moment in your life, you're gonna be stronger. Know that you try your very best. You put your spirit to the test. If you could reach. If you could reach higher, just for one moment touch the sky. But that one moment in your life, you're gonna be stronger. So that you try your very best and put your spirit to the test. If you could oh yeah, you know you could reach higher. You have tried your very best. You put your spirit to the test. If you could reach. So that's one of those from you, man. Yes. I am telling you. I tell you, they would not know just how much talent is taken from the entertainment world, God, when you stick to the classroom. Huh? So the caliber support that Mr. Johnson has. Yeah, man, she is guidance counselor. Very strong support from Mr. Johnson. It shows the quality of the team. You bring it from home into your school, into your DA, into your parish, and you spread it further afield. That's the nature of building team. Godwin, why the entertainment world is crying for you. Well done, my dear. I know you have a long time, very multi-talented, you know, continue to strive as well under the auspices of your principal. Going down the endorsements, Mr. Costas. Screen, okay? So we are now going to take time out to listen, watch the endorsement given by Costas Paul Mushet, Vice Chairman of the Mushet High School. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry that I'm unable to attend the launch of Leighton Johnson's campaign to become president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. The mere fact that this is going to be his second attempt in as many years speaks to the fact that he does not give up easily and is inherently a fighter. During my tenure as the vice chairman of Mushet, I have noticed this trait about Leighton on many occasions. He passionately advocates for what he believes. To me, that is one of the key characteristics of a good leader. I met Leighton 12 years ago when I was acting chairman. Dr. Garth Anderson had handed in his resignation as principal of Mushet High. It was my job to find a new principal. There were 3 candidates shortlisted and Leighton was one of them. By the end of the day, it was clear to me that Leighton Johnson was going to be my recommendation to be the next principal of Mushet High. During the past 12 years working with Leighton Johnson, I have repeatedly been reminded and pleased that I made the right decision in advocating for Mr. Johnson 12 years ago. Today, I can honestly say that I support and will advocate for Leighton Johnson in his quest to become the next president of the JTA. His acronym of STRIVE is appropriate for his candidacy as he is all of these things. He creates stability in the organization. He is transparent in his dealings. He works to reform the system for the better. He has integrity, the quality most needed to be a justice of the peace. He is a visionary, which is why he creates 5-year plans, and he strives for excellence in all he does. This is why I have no reservation in supporting Leighton Johnson's candidacy for president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. Thank you.
Microphone. Right? I hope you are able to hear Paul Bushet, President Paul Bushet, Vice Chairman of Bushet High School, in that endorsement of Mr. Johnson. And we said Mr. Johnson has been associated with Bushet over the past 12 years. And we who live in and around the environments can attest to the transformation that has taken place at Bushet as well. In terms of student behavior, the students on the street, you know, we see where a lot of movement has taken place in that year. Next, for endorsement in person, this is Webines. Let us have her. Put your hands together for Charlene.
What's your person? Reverend Mr. Gordon. Reverend Irons, Pastor of the Abundant Life Ministry, or President-elect, Mr. Johnson, and also Mrs. Johnson. Or past President, Dr. God Anderson, and other distinguished guests in the audience. Those who are online, good evening. Mr. Leighton Johnson came to the parish of Trelawney in 2010 as principal of the Bushet High School. We were blessed as Bushet High School is located in the Queen of Spain district. When he came, he hit the road on the ground running at the Bushet High School and in the TA. He was dedicated to the TA as he supported all our endeavors. He held the PRO position for many years and then further became the president of the parish. Mr. Johnson is goal-oriented, solution-driven, and a staunch believer that transformation must take place to meet the 21st century changes. He is a transformational leader. He's devoted to the change and committed to the cause of teachers. He's proactive, inspirational, self-motivated, and dedicated. He's the most competent individual that I know of to be the president-elect 2022 for the Jamaica Teachers Association. He's decisive, diligent, innovative, fair, and will be an excellent servant of the teachers of Jamaica. He's a man of integrity, honest, who possesses great interpersonal skills. He has all the qualities to fight for the teachers with respect for each one and doing it selfless. A good leader who seeks the Lord and commits his ways to him. And I can assure you that the Lord will establish his path. He will bring strife to JTA, stability, transparency, reformation, integrity, vision, and excellence. As president of the Queen of Spain Valley District Association and representing all members and also the parish of Trelawney, it gives me great pleasure to have nominated Mr. Leighton Johnson for President-elect of the Jamaican Teachers Association. And it gives us more pleasure and pride to endorse this great, God-fearing man of God to be our next president-elect of the Jamaica Teachers Association for 2022. God bless you.
Come on, let us have it, Miss Arlene here. Let us have it. And you know, Leighton Johnson, as I said before, is the son of teachers. His mother was a principal. His father was a principal. This boy used to sleep in a JTA and absorb the energy. So from long time, him have it for teachers, because him have become tied to teachers. Who has been absorbing the spirit's energy. So you know, he has come out, that is one of the missions of his life. To come fight. He's a fighter, but fighting for a good cause. Why you're surprised to know? You see, those of you and the children going to meet this video and falling asleep, be careful who you turn them into, you know. Because sometimes they're absorbing the energy. You understand me? But if they come out like Leighton, got on Bullbucker and got Conqueror, Dragon Slayer, on behalf of the teachers, we don't have a problem. Leighton, you're well fitted for the job. Thanks again for this conversation. We have heard the Nadines. Are you ready with Nadines? Dr. Gart? Come, sir, because I didn't have some hits the last time you see you. Oh, because you're far. Huh? Welcome back to Trelawney, Dr. Aniston. I hear you all over the place. A 5, 6, 7, 2. Good to see you. The moderator, Sir Gordon, has not missed a beat. The same person left here some 12 years ago with the same kind of energy. And I want to greet Pastor Hines and Mrs. Hines, the distinguished ladies and gentlemen in the audience, and certainly those who are online. And of course, the president-elect candidate, Leighton, and his wife, Debbie. And I'm privileged to call him Leighton and to call his wife Debbie, because we were all at college at the same time, same year. And possibly I have stories that I can tell as to how certain things happen. But this is not the context for exposing those good things that happen in good old days. And I noticed with interest his students in the audience listening attentively to hear what I would be saying about their goodly principle. But I am delighted to be back in Trelawney, and I'm particularly delighted to be sharing in this launch for my good friend and colleague. We ate out of the city. We did a lot of things together, good and bad, at college. Thanks be to God for his redeeming grace. Here we are. Leighton is ready for the job. And I want to start out by saying the JTA is particularly privileged, blessed, every year to have distinguished ladies and gentlemen putting themselves up for the presidency of the JTA. We don't have a shortage of persons to put themselves forward. The challenge each year and the big responsibility of teachers is to ensure that you have the best candidate to represent the teaching profession. Without fear of contradiction, Leighton Johnson, despite the other distinguished person, is the man for the job. I am not speaking remotely, as I have said before, about Leighton. We lived together, we ate together, and fortunately or unfortunately, he took the baton from me at Bushet High School. So we know each other well. If you are looking for someone to understand the complex matters affecting the education system, it is Leighton Johnson. If you are looking for a visionary, it is Leighton Johnson. If you're looking for purposeful leadership, it is Leighton Johnson. If you're looking for a champion for the cause of teachers, is Leighton Johnson. If you're looking for leadership you can trust, it is Leighton Johnson. If you're looking for mature leadership, it is Leighton Johnson. And I must tell you that the education system has some complex issues to treat with. And the presidency of the JTA cannot be taken lightly. It's not about friend and company. It is about competence that we have to focus on. Because when you elect a president-elect and ultimately president of the JTA, what you are saying to the public, this is the best we can find in the pack. So we ought to be careful that we make the best choice so that when Leighton stands up to speak, we are confident that what will come out will be representative of the teaching profession. So we cannot take that lightly. One, we'll all know certainly that all sectors within the country listens carefully to the president of the JTA. The government listens carefully. The parents listen. carefully, you name it. Because we are not just about talking about representing, advocating for the needs of teachers, but we are also advocating for quality education for our young people. That is what we are about, because when we advocate for our teachers, we are also advocating for our students. And so, Mr. Johnson is the person without fear of contradiction at this time. We have some complex issues. The Jamaica Teaching Council bill that we have to take on, and the presidential core requires the experience and dedication of Leighton Johnson. The compensation review, that is of deep concern, no doubt, to all teachers. We are waiting with bated breath to see what will come out of this. We need a steady hand at the steering wheel to ensure we get the best deal for our teachers. So make no mistake that when it comes in June for you to vote, put your X squarely beside Leighton Johnson. That will be a vote of confidence, a vote indicating that we are allowing the JTA to progress and to develop, and with it, the members who make up this August body. And so it is without any fear, that I, in my capacity as the president of the Caribbean Union of Teachers, a past president of the JTA, and I would say an active member of the JTA, my good friend, a good friend of Leighton Johnson, that I fully endorse and call upon all my well-thinking colleagues in my hearing and elsewhere to make sure that in June, Leighton Johnson comes home easily as a president-elect, the next president-elect of the JTA. Every blessing, and I trust the good judgment of our teachers. They know quality when they see quality, and Leighton Johnson is quality. A few time now, and I'm looking forward to your installation as the next president-elect of the JTA. Godspeed be with you, and you have my full support and endorsement. Thank you. What, you hear the weight of that endorsement, man? You hear the credentials? Huh? President Caribbean Teachers, Principal Church Teachers College, Past President JTA, JTA Trustee, JTA Active Member, and what else? All of that. Leighton, you're gonna see you, man. You're gonna see, can't stop it again. They can't stop it again. I start going like that, don't say it. Right. So well done, Dr. Anderson. And we are glad to know that we are supporting the best candidate. You know, the complexities of the issues. We don't have time for people to go spend time and start to teach every ABC now, you know. You have to take people who are able to hit the ground running for a burst of the issues, you know, and can deal with the current issues in a very comprehensive manner. Next endorsement will come from Mrs. Onyx Boyd. Because Amma, she is the principal of Portside Primary School. Onyx is a special kind of school, you know. It's not so. Welcome, madam. We're glad to have you.
Chairman, Mr. Boyd, Pastor and Mrs. Hines, President-elect candidate, Mr. Johnson and Mrs. Johnson, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is truly my pleasure to be here today to support my colleague and my friend. So Dr. Anderson spoke of he and Leighton being friends and being batchmates. And so I will tell you that we all went to the same college. The only difference is that I was their senior. Okay, all right. And so I know Leighton very well. So I believe that we are at a pivotal point in our profession. And we need a leader who is strong, fearless, courageous, and someone who will fight for our rights. We have seen recently where our benefits are being threatened, and we need to do our part to ensure that the leadership of the JTA remains strong in the face of adversity. And so, my college mate, Leighton, I want to tell you a list of what I know about him then and now. He was a very hardworking person in college and really excelled. No doubt he is a principal today. I also know that he is still a very humble person, passionate about his profession, about his family, and he deeply cares for his colleagues. I had the privilege this Tuesday of campaigning with him. We went to several schools in St. James, and I was really proud of him and honored to be with him, speaking to our colleagues. Colleagues, we need someone with integrity, resilience, tenacity, commitment, and dedication. And I know in my heart that Leighton, you are the right man for the job. It is your season. I say this without reservation. You're the best candidate at this time to represent us as president-elect for our next conference here. And so, colleagues, in listening to him, I know that his core values are being exuded in his interaction with the people in whom he come in contact. And so today, as the president of the St. James Parish Association, and I know that my colleagues in St. James are behind me 100%. I unreservedly endorse Leighton Johnson for president-elect for 2002-2003, 2022 to 2023. I believe that God has given Leighton to us to be the next president-elect, because God is never wrong in his choice. And so I know you will be victorious, Leighton. I know you will be victorious. And so I want to say to you, my friend, strive, Leighton. Step up in life and go forward. My colleagues, listening to me online, a vote for Leighton is a wise vote. And so, Leighton, may God cover you. May He bless you. May He favor you. May the Lord make His face to shine upon you and give you peace. And I know you'll be victorious. Thank you.
endorsement? Eh? What better endorsement can you have? So you have it from the family, you have it from your school, you have it from college, eh? You have it from the church, from the parish. What link you got clear? So you just have all the votes somehow. You're still waiting on Nadine, but in the meanwhile, is Kadian available? Kadian Scott? Kadian? You have it there lined up? Kadian? So it's queued for Kadian to come in.
My esteemed colleagues, greetings. Anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm. Publius Syrus. My name is Kadian Scott, National Chairman for the Professional Advancement and Teacher Welfare Committee in the JTA and Principal at Avocat Primary School in Portland. I rise to the occasion of endorsing one suitable candidate at this time, Mr. Leighton Johnson. Mr. Johnson is a transformational leader, one who employs the highest level of professionalism at all times. This astute leader is desirous of serving as president-elect in the conference year 2022 to 2023. Your vote is needed to make this a reality. Colleagues, I have observed Mr. Johnson during his tenure as president of the Northwest DA in Manchester as early as 2006 and president-elect for the parish of Manchester. From then, colleagues, we all knew that one day Mr. Johnson will rise to the national presidency of the JTA because his leadership qualities was one to reckon with in the parish of Manchester, where I also serve as president. Colleagues, I am confident that the JTA future is safe in the hands of Mr. Johnson, and I know that Mr. Johnson will advocate and address the issues facing the teachers at this time. Colleagues, when you go to the polls in June, vote for transformational leadership. Vote for Leighton Johnson as we continue to unite and serve. I thank you.
Right there. She was coming from online. That was Kadian Scott. Do we have our lineup for Paul Adams? Okay, so we move now to a video endorsement by Paula Duncan Frater. Is that in line? Cute? Ready to go? Who do you have to? Okay, so we'll now hear from
It was Mahatma Gandhi who said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Leighton Johnson has been living by that mantra as he is committed to making a sterling contribution to the Jamaica Teachers Association. Leighton is purpose-driven and dedicated to making a big difference. He has been positively impacting the lives of his students, school, entire community, and the country. If you want a man for change, a man with a vision who would lead our noble organization from strength to strength and for the better, a man who will go above and beyond the call of duty for our teachers, vote Leighton Johnson, principal of Moshette High School, as your next JTA president-elect for 2022 to 2023. He is pleasant, hardworking, and diligent in all his endeavors. He is a cut above the rest. He is like Joshua, ready to lead our organization to the promised land. He inspires, and I know he will make a remarkable president when the time comes. I strongly endorse Leighton Johnson for JTA President-elect 2022 to 2023. I am Paula Duncan Frater, JTA Parish President for St. Catherine. Vote Leighton Johnson. Remember, vote Leighton Johnson. Thank you.
Nadine. So we'll now move from Paula to Nadine Malloy. Straight into Nadine.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. My fellow trustee, Dr. Garth Anderson, our president-elect candidate, Leighton Johnson, all the distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the JTA, and those who are aspiring to be a part of the JTA, I greet you well this evening. I'm coming to you live from the Grand Lady Hamilton, where I am with my teachers as we celebrate belatedly our Teachers' Day activities. I met Leighton Johnson perhaps just over 10 years ago. He belongs to, or he has started his career in a parish that I claim was Manchester. He's actually over in Trelawney now, and I claim that part of the island as well. I worked at the Brownstone Community College. One of the first things that struck me as I had a conversation with Leighton is his grasp of the issues. And I heard my fellow colleague, my trustee, speak to the complicated issues that we have in education now. And that was the first thing that struck me about Leighton Johnson. He understood the issues, and he continues to articulate that he understands the issues. He has a heart for the teachers. I have heard the reports coming out of his school of the kinds of changes that he has made. And as a past president of the JTA, when I think of someone who should join this noble group of persons who have so served this organization, I can think of no better person than Leighton Johnson. Why? He understands education. He has a heart for teachers. Remain with us. He will make sure that whatever it is that we have to bring to the table to ensure that that twin legs, those two legs that we walk on as teachers in the trade union movement, that of professional development and advocacy, trade unionism remains alive and well today. We are under threat. We know that. But when we have someone of the caliber of a Leighton Johnson taking the stage, speaking on our behalf, advocating on our behalf, I know that we are going to be in good hands. Leighton, I listened to you last year. I spoke with you last year. I told you that I would stand with you this year, and I am standing with you. I believe in you. You are taking on a task that will not be easy. It's not for the faint-hearted, but you have demonstrated to us and to the rest of Jamaica that you are no faint-hearted person. And so, whether it is the Jamaica Teaching Council, whether it is the things that we don't understand about the Pension Act, whether it is the things that we don't understand about the compensation review that needs to be fixed, whether it is the very vexed issue of the allowances that will now be rolled into taxes, rolled into salary, and now become taxed. that we know you can take on, and you will take on without fear or favor of anyone. So, Nadine Malloy, a past president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, understands what it means to unite and serve. And so, I endorse you as I say to you, go forth and unite and continue to serve the JTA. My colleagues who are listening, I say to you, a vote for Leighton Johnson is a vote for the JTA going in the right direction. So, from the Grand Palladium with my teachers, our contact teacher, Judith, Henry, and other members of staff, we say we stand with you. Blessings as we unite and serve.
It's Queen of Spain Valley. It's our time now. Queen of Spain on the road. Yes. Yes, Queen of Spain. Do we have Leslie? Do we have Leslie? Is Leslie online? Is she ready? Who do we have ready? Rowena? Is Rowena ready? Yeah, let her go. Let us have Rowena. Yeah, okay. Until they are able to start on themselves. We have Maisha. Two students. The two students are here. Come along, come along. From the moment that I met you, all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am making, oh, I will sing the goodness of God. You have led me to the front in the darkest night. You are close like no other. I know you as a father. I know you as a friend. I have had you in the goodness of God. In all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. The breath that I have taken, oh, I will sing of the goodness. Your goodness is running after, is running after, is running after. My life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, is running after. Your goodness is running after, is running after me. My life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. It's running after me. Well done. Good. You have stood up behind the principal, eh? His goodness is running after you. Huh? Sir Leighton, even the children. Even the children. Yes. Good to see your students supporting you as you strive for president-elect for this year. No doubt you will. The command victory. Yeah. Ask and shall be given. I can take it by storm or by force. That's what I'm saying. Safe travel, young men. Good, good. Good to see young men have a positive life. And we still have to really encourage you, Get something, see if there's anything around here that you can eat and drink before you leave. All right. Are we ready? Technical person? Who do you have ready? Come up, come up. Okay, let us have him. I will accompany you from the early days of the struggle. The struggle continues.
Good evening, everyone. It is with great zeal and certainty that I step forward to endorse Leighton Johnson as the ultimate candidate of choice for the Jamaica Teachers Association presidential elections for this year's election, 2022-2023. Leighton's lineage has instilled in him strong morals, respecting the past contributions of those on whose shoulders we stand, while looking resolutely into the future as we engage in inspiring transformation in education. His mantra of integrity, being a nexus for change, seriousness of purpose, his positive, innovative, resilient, and efficient modus operandi suggests to us that he has the plan for ensuring that we can navigate the treacherous waters of the fourth industrial revolution with all the changes being bandied about now. Leighton remains cognizant of all the things pertaining to pension reform, the education transformation process. He is knowledgeable of the education, the Patterson report, the education reports, and all those, the JTC bill. He remains cognizant, he remains knowledgeable, and he remains informed about these things and the implications they have for teachers. Today, I, Rowena Newman Ridley, endorse Leighton's candidacy and believe that he is the best person for the job at this time. And I encourage everyone, every educator, to so encourage and endorse him. So in June, when you vote, vote for Leighton Johnson. Thank you.
Okay, okay. What am I going to want? To continue with the introduction? So, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up to that big moment where we have the big man himself. Or before we welcome the big man, let us have a big introduction by Miss Renee Robinson, a member of the Bushel team. In fact, teacher at Bushel. All over to you, Renee.
Distinguished guests present and online, colleagues all, Good evening. This transformational leader is Manchesterian by birth. His husband, West Parish, his husband to the lovely Debian E. Johnson, and father to the beautiful Leon Johnson. He is a past student of the Carteret College, Knox Community College, Church Teachers College, and the University of the West Indies, respectively. Each chapter saw him graduating honorably. He has stamped his mark in the educational circle with his many years of experience in the field, and we have seen him representing at different levels of education. He has worked at the Craighead, Bethany, and Nazareth all-age schools where he was classroom teacher. He has served as principal at the Racecourse Primary School in Clarendon and is presently the principal of the Mushet High School. I hope you have been following this introduction of the man of the hour, because if you have, you would have realized he has served the education fraternity in different parishes. He's coming down the line, Manchester, Clarendon, and now he is in Trelawney. And so he would have been knowledgeable of the different parish needs. Our Strive candidate has also represented the tertiary arena, as he has served as adjunct lecturer in educational administration at the International University of the Caribbean in Falmouth and the Hart BTBI in Mandeville, Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, to give real service, you must add something which cannot be bought or measured with money, and that is sincerity and integrity. Don Alden Adams postulated these words, and let me tell you, our candidate elect is the epitome of sincerity and integrity. Our transformational and Strive leader has been involved in the business of the Jamaica Teachers Association before birth, as Mr. Gordon mentioned earlier. But his physical involvement began in 2002 when he served as secretary of the Northwest Manchester District Association. Over the years, we would have seen him serving in many other capacities, such as president of the Manchester Association, and he presently sits in the chair as president of the Trelawney Teachers Association. Our president-elect candidate has also been heavily involved in working with the Electoral Office of Jamaica in different capacities, and so he's no stranger to vote. So vote. Not only has our president-elect candidate been a classroom teacher and principal, but he has also extended his expertise in assisting other schools, as he is presently the board chair of the Adelphi Primary and the Manuel Success Preparatory and Kindergarten schools. Volunteerism is no stranger to him either, as he has outdone himself where that is concerned, with the most notable being as a member of the Education and Youth Board Diocese of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. Over the years, our Strive boss has been awarded JTA Outstanding Parish President, Manchester Parish Association 2008, JTA Young Leader Certificate 2009, Jamaica Teaching Council Excellent Teacher Award 2014-2015, Jamaica Teaching Council Excellent Teacher Award 2021. LASCO Principal of the Year 2021. Did I say more? So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome instructional leader, educational leader, organizational and strategic planner, human resource manager, curriculum development designer, classroom manager, and my Hall of Famer principal, and Jamaica Teachers Association President-elect candidate 2022-2023, Leighton Ray Anthony Johnson, JTA.
When it's so strive, step up in life and go for what you know. You've got to strive. Remove the doubt from out your mind and let good flow.
It is not a lawful, sir. Colleagues, good evening. I want to, before we go any further again, sincerely apologize for the very late start due to circumstances beyond our control. And simultaneously thank you for your patience and cooperation, Mr. Moderator, or Reverend and Mrs. Hanks, past president in the room, Dr. Garth Anderson, parish president, St. James, Mrs. Onet Bowen, colleagues who are watching online, other trustees who have joined, I greet you well. Ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, please note that Mrs. Leslie Thomas did send her endorsements, but due to the technical difficulties that we were facing, the device that recording is currently on is being used in another capacity at this time. So Mrs. Thomas, thank you for publicly endorsing me. I want to, before I go further, to acknowledge my parents, Mrs. Leila Johnson, Mr. Isaac Theophilus Johnson, who are both educators, who instilled in me from an early age that desire to strive for excellence. Thank you for supporting me, Mommy and Daddy. I also want to thank the staff of the Mushet High School, those who have a vote, as well as those who don't, because I know that I have some ardent supporters from the other categories of staff
who are cheering me on at this time. Colleagues, thank you. Martin Luther King reminded us, he says, or said, our lives begin to end the way or the day we become silent about things that matter. Our lives begin to come to an end the day we become silent on things that matter. Teaching is providing meaningful experiences from which we learn. And learning is making sense of these experiences. Colleagues, this afternoon, I, Leighton Reynolds Johnson, stand to present myself as the candidate of choice to lead the teachers of Jamaica for the next conference year as your president-elect. Teacher quality, a terminology that is no stranger to education. Individuals possess that posture, the demeanor to inspire hope and get the respect from colleagues and students alike. Jamaica possesses educators who are quality in their craft. Educators who can stand and will make an impact in any sphere and in any discipline. As we advance in the post-COVID technological era, teachers are now more than ever required to be creative and innovative. And I will say categorically, teachers of Jamaica, that this nation is depending on us to take it from the moral decadence that it has fallen in. But how can we adequately prepare a generation when there is inequity in a sector that is geared or designed to fix this nation? How can we, as a force, inspire this hope when, as a profession, we are treated in many regards as the scum of the earth? How can we, as teachers, continue to inspire hope in our students, in our colleagues, in the communities that we serve, when everything that goes wrong is levied at the feet of teachers? Colleagues in this room and those who are watching online, the greatest asset of any nation is its people. People who are confident in transmitting positive values that are socially acceptable. I say, teachers are confident. Teachers are people who produce successful individuals that make a contribution to nation development, to national development, rather. Therefore, it is important as a country, as a people, that we recognize the single most stable socializing agency left, the school, and the teachers who continue to hold this nation together. We must acknowledge their worth and their work and we must, in no mean order, identify with the educators of this nation as those who will continue to serve and serve well. Colleagues of Jamaica, I salute you. Dr. Anderson, in his endorsement, indicated that this is a role that requires an individual who is adept with the knowledge, the skills, and competencies to take charge of the challenges that will come our way. This afternoon or this evening, I present myself as one who would have sat at the feet of successive presidents, one who learned the rules, one who now understands what it takes to be the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. I am humbled at the fact that for the second time around, colleagues have exhibited their confidence in me by nominating me for this esteemed position. So as we battle with the myriads of challenges at this juncture, can I inspire hope in you, my colleagues? Can I ask you to strive with me as we transform not just the teaching profession, but the Jamaica Teachers Association into the organization that we want it to be? Senior Man Gordon alluded in his opening remarks that the Jamaica Teachers Association belongs to its members. Now, there is a feeling at this time that the Jamaica Teachers Association may not be meeting the demands of the teachers. Therefore, many are threatening to withdraw their membership. But I have advice for you, my colleagues. The advice is that when you withdraw, how will we fix it? When you stay from the outside, what difference will you make? I encourage all of us to stand together as we unite and serve, as we face the giants in our land, and as we walk together to the promised land, as the poet said. Colleagues, the task is great. There are so many issues surrounding the welfare and well-being of teachers that are currently being threatened. The Jamaica Teachers Association, over the years, the 57 years, going into the 58th year, has fought long and hard for us to enjoy many privileges and benefits at this time. There is a threat. These strides that we have made together as a profession, these are now being threatened to be taken away from us. And as a leader who understands the worth of a teacher, I will not sit by idly and watch these be taken from us. Therefore, it is essential and necessary for us to walk this journey together. And it is necessary and essential for me to indicate that this is not a fight just for teachers, but the Jamaica Teachers Association represents teachers right across the length and breadth of this island. Therefore, the voice of the president to represent, we are representing teachers at every level. Teachers at the early childhood, teachers at the primary, teachers at the secondary, at the tertiary, and even those who are on the on the sidelines looking in, those who served and serve well, we still advocate on their behalf, those in retirement. So my colleagues, as I present a manifesto that was crafted from the voices of teachers, I ask you to ensure that as best as possible, whatever challenges we have with the Jamaica Teachers Association, we fix them internally, and we do not intend to move away from an institution that has been a formidable force in the development of trade unionism in Jamaica and has set the standard for what other unions ought to be. Colleagues, it is my intention to give the voice to the teachers. For too long, we have sat by silently, or we have had a knee-jerk reaction to some misguided quote from a politician or some ill-thought-through policy by the Ministry of Education. We are too reactive in many instances. As educators who are the intellectuals of this nation, we ought to be putting forward positions on aimed at improving education. We ought to keep that watchful eye to ensure that the myriads of recommendations from the various reports, the various studies that have been commissioned are implemented for the development of education. And of course, when education is developed, our teachers are satisfied and our students will benefit from it. Colleagues, we must continue to identify opportunities for retooling our teachers. Indeed, in this technological revolution, in the fourth industrial revolution, teachers must present themselves as the best fit for the classroom, as we have been doing over the years. Therefore, we must retool and upskill in order to remain relevant for the 21st century. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues all, we must monitor closely the implementation of the rights that the Jamaica Teachers Association has won for teachers. Dr. Anderson, currently, there are still early childhood teachers who are indicating that they have to pay for their police records and their food handlers permits. This is a benefit that was negotiated and won by the Jamaica Teachers Association. Therefore, we must insist that our government stands true in implementing those rights that have been won. We cannot sit idly by and watch these go. We have to ensure that the guidance counselors, the regional or the cluster-based guidance counselors that was agreed to be implemented. And ladies and gentlemen, right here in the Queen of Spain Valley District Association, we agitated for this, and today it has yet to be implemented. The government needs to be held accountable And as educators, we need to teach them what integrity is. We need to teach them to remember that your word is your bond. And when you sign to something, you must be held to it. Ladies and gentlemen, giving credit to the Ministry of Education, in the 21st century that we exist in, of course, teachers' files must be digitized. So the My HR Plus initiative or system is a welcome initiative, but it needs to be monitored. Because though there is a new system in place, we still have teachers waiting in excess of 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, having satisfied the ministry's requirements for upgrading, and yet still they cannot get a red cent more on their salaries. Additionally, since the implementation of My HR Plus, I know personally of 5 teachers who have gone into retirement, who have completed their vacation leave before retirement, who have gotten their last salaries 5 months ago and are yet to receive a red cent from the ministry. Yet they have an improved, upgraded system. It needs to be monitored, because operating in the 21st century dispensation, it is untenable, it is unthinkable, it is immoral, it is wrong for teachers to wait in excess of 3 months to get what they have worked for. So therefore, it is my intention to continue that lot to make this the reality of our lives. The moment we move into retirement, our monies are waiting for us. Colleagues, negotiation is one of the union's most, I would say, the union is bigger negotiation. Teachers get agitated when they hear negotiation. Teachers get excited when they hear about negotiation. And in many instances, they leave disappointed at the end of negotiations. Disappointed to the point that they want to withdraw membership. But I'm saying to all of us this afternoon, this evening, is that with the current compensation review package, there is so much disquiet around it, and we have seen the effects or the impacts, because there are those who indicated that they never had enough water yesterday, Cinnamon Lord, but the Lord gave us so much today. And it is that step, it's an indication for us as teachers, it's an indication to the government that as teachers, we will remain resolute, we will remain committed, we will remain united, we will remain firm, we will stand together, and we will state categorically that the compensation review process should not leave the teachers in any worse position. The teachers must get back to at least 80% of market at its closure. And we will indeed resist any attempt to roll in allowances that will be taxed. We are sounding the trumpet that we are not going to take anything outside of what we are demanding. Ladies and gentlemen, the 4% the other day was a slap in the face of every well-thinking teacher. The 4% was way below the inflation rate. The 4%, colleagues, in no way, shape, or form reflects what you are worth as an educator. I say to all of us, let us unite as we fight together to demand what it is we truly deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the vexing issue of the Jamaica Teaching Council bill. The bill that seeks in its current context to criminalize teachers who are working outside of their license. A bill that seeks to have teachers paid to practice, and a bill that seeks in no way, shape, or form to remove due process. Colleagues, these are interesting times in education. And indeed, we must stand together and resist any attempt by any government to remove the one rights of teachers. The Jamaica Teachers Association is not against accountability. The Jamaica Teachers Association is not against professionalizing its organization. It's not against lifting the standards of teaching. The Jamaica Teachers Association works hand in hand with teacher advocacy and the teacher development. Therefore, as an organization, we will stand against anything that will put the teacher at a disadvantage. And as your president, I will commit to this. It cannot happen. It must not happen. And we must send that signal to the government, to the conceptualizers of the JTA bill, that it must be reformed. It must be corrected. It must be amended to fully benefit the teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, our nation is at a critical place where values and morals have been eroded, where family is not as effective as it once was, where the church is not reaching the students because they have an option, but they must come to school. As an association, in restoring the value of family, my proposal is to have fathers, teachers who are fathers, whose names are now required to be on the birth certificates of their children, get at least 2 weeks paternity leave, to stand with their wives or their spouses or their baby mothers, so that we can now reinstitute the father as the head of the family, reinstitute the fathers as those who will lead their families in community, as the institution upon which this country stands. It is my view that this is a step in the right direction, where we will build character and we will start to retake and reclaim our families. Colleagues, it is my intention, to introduce to the Jamaica Jamaica Teachers Association, the Cooperative Credit Union, a formula, a plan a system that will see the credit union being more attractive to the teachers of Jamaica. The Jamaica Teachers Association Credit Union meeting the mandates of teachers. Therefore, that there be some reformation in the operations and the products of the JTA credit union. It is my view, ladies and gentlemen, that this credit union belongs to teachers, should cater to and design products that will meet the demands of every teacher. So if I fall into hard times and I need a product to be designed to cater to my specific need, my credit union is there. My credit union should be open on a Saturday to facilitate and accommodate teachers who work from Monday to Friday. And we know what it is like when we leave school. Students are left unattended, and principals get agitated, and other colleagues have to cover for you when you have to go do your business. You take your time home. And many teachers would feel a little more comfortable if our credit union was open on a Saturday. Colleagues, they can do better. They need to do better. I hear you. Housing. No single teacher can compete on the open market because our salaries just cannot work. And of course, there is the idea of joint tenancy. Yes, it may work for some, but how practical is this in the lives of teachers? Therefore, there is a proposal to identify lands that are available, lands that can be developed by the same JTA credit union and sold to teachers, not way below market value, but at a price that teachers can afford. And in my estimation, because this is our union, the more mortgages they have, the bigger their mortgage portfolio, and they'll be able to see a profit. It is something that is working. And I commit to making these proposals and getting individuals who will stand with me and show to the JTA credit union that this is feasible, this can work. The teachers cannot compete. A single mother with 2 children, her salary cannot work, cannot meet the match because on the open market, it is $17 million for that 2-bedroom unit. And it is depending on where. Therefore, it is important for us to advocate for this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jamaica Teachers Association this year, for a very long time, has demonstrated its ability to inspire hope in teachers. When instead of lunch bags and pens and cups, they have decided to invest in teachers building their own wealth by giving us stocks and shares. This is a step in the right direction, and it shows to us that the Jamaica Teachers Association is still in the business of teacher development. It is my intention to continue on this path to ensure that year after year, teachers will continue on that path to grow their own wealth. It is urgent, it is necessary, it is essential. The evening is fast spent, my colleagues, and I could go on and on and on and on. But I must indicate to our education ministry and to government after government after government that the sustainable development of Jamaica requires consensus on the priorities of education, consensus on what indigenous education for Jamaicans should look like, consensus as to where it is the monies are to be pumped, where it is the impact that needs to be felt. For far too long, we have spoken about early childhood. For far too long, we have paid lip service to the total and complete development of this sector. I will propose and suggest to the Ministry of Education that the monies that have been spent in other areas that are important but are not as significant at this time, be channeled to early childhood. Because where the focus is at this point, if you should critically and carefully assess the policy reports or even the task force report of 2004, the emphasis is at early childhood, but the monies are not being spent there. Therefore, we must hold them accountable to not just commissioning a report, not just commissioning a study, but actually following through on the recommendations. So we must have that consensus. We must have that deliberate, intentional, goal-driven consensus that the priorities of education in Jamaica starts at early childhood. If we get it right from the start, then all other issues will fall into place. Will be started up. We must continue Jamaica Teachers Association. It must look like and sound like and feel like a union that is operating in the 21st century. A union that is in touch. A union that understands, and a union that is willing to make the necessary adjustments without changing its original mandate. We must digitize the registry. We must create additional links with institutions of higher learning. We must ensure that there are additional short courses on the JTA's website that are attractive to teachers. And this can be done. So in closing, my colleagues, as I have presented aspects of my manifesto, it is my intention to create stability in the education sector and stability in the lives of teachers. It is my intention to ensure that there is transparency at all levels. It is my intention to ensure that there is integrity from every teacher, integrity with with regards to how we interact with each other and the service that we give. Of course, there has to be reform. And I will state to every teacher that reformation lies at the feet of every well-thinking member of the Jamaica Teachers Association. It is not just the president who is the reform. It is not just those in the hierarchy that needs the reform. But all of us requires that reformation to remain relevant and to get the organization where we want it to be. What's our vision? What do we want? Where do we want to go? How do we view ourselves as educators, as educational practitioners who know how, who are creative, innovative, who continue to inspire hope? How do we view ourselves? And can we make excellence our way of life? Can we ensure that we walk with excellence? We speak with excellence. Our disposition is that of excellence. Our tone is that of excellence. And we demand excellence to be reciprocated to us. Excellence in how we are perceived. Excellence in how we are treated. We are confident individuals. We know who we are. We know what we are about. And we will continue to serve. I close with this story. The story of this lady who had a difficult time with a particular student. A student, excuse me, a student, excuse me, a student who nobody wanted to deal with. A student who created challenges and made it difficult for the teaching and learning process. A student who had hope. Thank you. A student who had hope. This child was not cooperating, but the teacher stopped, called the student aside, and even in the process of intervening and interacting with the student was still unresponsive and non-compliant. The student was just not cooperating. But with patience, the teacher was able to get that student to open up. The long and short of it, that student's life was changed simply because the teacher had patience and was able to speak with him. I am a teacher. I have the ability to do the same thing that I did yesterday. Today, I have the ability to inspire hope and to change lives. That's why we say we are teachers of quality. And the quality of teachers is a process. But because we are here, we are teachers of quality. So in the third week of June, I ask you to vote for an individual who is able to inspire hope, an individual who is striving for this transformation, an individual who is committed to service, one who wants us to go on this journey together, making every teacher better. Thank you.
A lion killer, a dragon slayer, a government conqueror, a teacher winner. Did you get that from me? Let me hear you stand and give a resounding round of applause to our candidate for President-elect 2022. He has the issues. He's able to treat the complexities. He knows the job that is here to be done. He has started to lay them out. His task will not be easy. He will need our support. Are we ready to work with Leighton Johnson? Are we ready to work with Leighton Johnson? Are we ready to walk stride by stride, hand in hand, to give him all that support for him to conquer the dragon? Leighton, the dragon slayer. Leighton, the man who is going to strike. Leighton, the one who is going to hold government accountable and hold government to honor their work. The man who is going to ensure that teachers get what they deserve. Those who know they want such a man. 3rd week of June, when you vote as a teacher for the new president-elect of this association, put your vote for Leighton Johnson out of Bushet High School in Queen of Spain of Trelawney. Out of the West, they say you get the best. From Manchester into Trelawney, they have processed him and made him better. Huh? Our president, Dr. Garth Anderson, thanks for your support. Huh? Dr. Anderson, Nadine Malloy, Costas Mushen, Charlene Hines, Onyx, Boyd, Paula Duncan Frita, Rowena Newman Ridley, Patrick Smith, who didn't get to come through clearly, Paula Rams, Cadian Scott, right, Cadian Scott, and all those of you who took time out to be listening in. On the internet. You never could have asked for better. What a man of class, a man of panache. Oh my. Yes, we have it. The victory is ours. I now ask the mover of the vote of thanks to come forward. I've given you enough breath, my friend, and enough time to breathe. Yes. Yes. Let us hear it one more time. Leighton Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure, and I am humbled at the fact that there are persons who took time out of their busy schedule to be here with us in the physical space, and those who stayed online with us this evening. This event took careful planning. This event required direction. This event required a direction that came from an inspiration that was articulated, and a concept that was realized. It is with that in mind that I thank all persons who played a role in the event this afternoon. Our host, I call him Senior Man Gordon, who has always given us sound advice. Sir, you steered this evening's proceeding with a certain flair and style. You kept it alive. We thank you for investing your time in Trelawney and in this activity. You are appreciated, sir. Reverend Hines, Pastor Hines, who had to step out. Your words, sir, are words that I have listened to and will commit to my heart as I go on this journey. Thank you for invoking the presence of the Lord in our company. Mrs. Gordon Reed, my guidance counselor, teacher at the Mushet High School, and to my two students who were here, we thank you for gracing us with those two lovely items that changed the monotony of talk and engaged us in a different way. We thank you so much. To our photographer, Mr. Sean Witter, thank you for being here in capturing the moment. We appreciate you, sir. To Mr. Cole, and I don't remember the technical operator in the technical room, and Levon, I thank you so much for rallying to the occasion. You saw the challenges, you saw the difficulties, and we were able to make this happen. We thank you sincerely. Thank you so much. To Debian Peak Johnson, my wife, my main supporter, my biggest cheerleader, my harshest critic. Thank you for welcoming everybody here and outlining the rationale for this program. Miss Renee Robinson, teacher at the Mushet High School, head of English, the introduction, please, I need that. I need that interaction. Thank you so much for being here with us. Dr. Anderson and Mrs. Boyd, thank you for being in the company of all of us here this afternoon. It changed the atmosphere. Oleg, thank you for your words of encouragement. You saw that I got a bit flustered, but you took me aside. You said, calm down, it's gonna be okay. Thank you so much. For all the other persons who gave their endorsements, Mrs. Malloy, Mrs. Kenyon Scott, Mrs. Duncan Frater, Custos Paul Mushet, Mrs. Rowena Newman Ridley, Mr. Patrick Smith, who attempted but didn't come across clearly, and Mrs. Leslie Thomas. I thank you so much for your endorsements. This has added a whole lot of weight to this campaign. The team Strive appreciates you. For those other persons who worked in the background, those at the Mushet High School, Miss Katie Campbell, Mrs. Juliet Williams, Juliet Smith, Miss Shawnette Stutter, who worked on the programs. Thank you so much. For the caterers, my grade 12 and 13 students from the Mushet High School and their teachers, Mrs. Good, Mrs. Clark Jones, Miss Samuels, I thank you wholeheartedly for supporting the process. Pastor Hines and Mrs. Hines, the Trelawney Teachers Association, the Queen of Spain Valley District Association, by extension, teachers of this area, we thank you for always opening your sanctuary to us. It is a breath of fresh air. We will not take your kindness for granted. We are sincerely appreciating for your always opening your doors to us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being in our company this afternoon. All the best. Take care. Remember, it's the third week in June. Vote for Strive for Transformation. Leighton Johnson. Thank you very much.
Strive, step up in life and go for what you know. You got to strive. Remove the doubt from out your mind and let good flow. With obstacles in your way, you may fall before you rise. But if you really want good, your nose have to run. So get up and keep your eyes on the prize and strive. Step up in life and go for what you know. You got to strive. Remove the doubt from out your mind and let good flow. Throughout history, lots of great